CXC discusses COVID-19 impact for upcoming exams. CHEDDI JAGAN Dental School sanitizes campus. In the region, Colombia sees a resurgence of the FARC rebel movement. And internationally, Trump administration criticized over handling of economic crisis. Greetings. And welcome to this edition of Headline News Update. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. The Guyana Police Force Traffic Department wishes to advise the general public that with immediate effect, all learners' drivers' theoretical classes have been suspended until further notice due to the coronavirus COVID-19. Also, if you are a passenger that has traveled on the Caribbean Airlines flight BW727 on March the 12th, 2020 from JFK, New York to CHEDDI JAGAN, Georgetown, you are asked to call 592-624-6674 for urgent information. With cases of the coronavirus COVID-19 increasing around the Caribbean Examination Council has decided to close its doors for the time being. However, Esther Sobers tells us that this development should not greatly affect the administration of the upcoming annual exams.
The rapid spread of the coronavirus around the world has triggered the closure of many schools across the Caribbean. Guyana is no exception. With the school closures in mind, the Caribbean Examination Council has announced a closure of its Western Zone office in Kingston, Jamaica, and noted that the situation impacts the holding of the regional exam would discuss. In a press release, the council informed the region that the closure of the Western Zone office will take effect on Monday, March 16th, with normal operation at the office scheduled to resume on March 30th. In the interim, we are taking the necessary steps to minimize disruption to our activities during this critical time. The public will be served remotely by the Western Zone office team and through our corporate office in Barbados. The statement further noted that the online resources are available on their official website, cxc.org, the CXC Learning Hub, and their e-learning platform, learninghub.cxc.org, which provides learners and instructors with a simple access point to multiple resources geared towards exam preparation. CXC is taking a proactive approach to manage the impact of the COVID-19 virus and has been implementing a number of measures consistent with the establishment of national protocol in controlling the spread, they noted. The Council typically administers the Regional Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination at secondary school during the May-June period. The Council presented and discussed various scenarios as it relates to the administration of its examinations. The Council will continue to work with the governments of the various territories to arrive at a regional consensus and will update the public accordingly. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Sunday evening, an auto dealer was arrested at his home after a standoff with police. Shortly before 6 p.m., police received reports that the male, a resident of Congress Drive, South Rumville Gardens, was discharging a firearm from his premises indiscriminately. His wife and their 2 children were home at the time. A SWAT team responded and the individual was taken into police custody. A .32 caliber pistol and ammunition were retrieved from the suspect. No one was injured. Nonetheless, an investigation is in progress. Public buildings around the nation are taking extra precautions to fight the spread of COVID-19. In this report, Esther Sobers and Wendell Jeffrey tell us that the CHEDDI JAGAN Dental School was closed this morning to facilitate the cleaning of the building.
To avoid the spread of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, hospitals and other public buildings are taking extra precautions. This morning, the CHEDDI JAGAN Dental School in Georgetown was closed for cleaning.
After fumigation, it will take probably about a day or 2 before we can go ahead and do anything.
So the fumigation is...
The entire building will be done, sir.
But what I'm asking, the people who come in, how will that affect your work? Because if you're fumigating a building...
No one will be inside the building.
What's the reason for fumigating the building? I'm just trying to get some understanding.
Sanitization, sir.
And then you will begin to do your extractions again?
The set type?
No, after the 2 days or
Yes,
something?
Sir. Yes. Work will resume, right?
So you had a case of someone having the virus here to that is causing you to fumigate the building today?
No, sir.
Why is the building being fumigated today?
Because of the suspect, sir, because of the risk. Because of the risk. the high risk. Then the staff, right? Down here, the staff here is at risk because we are being in close contact with patient every day. We don't know who's come with an infection, right? And we cannot detect by just look at someone and say, you have the virus, you do not have it.
But
so
today's
prophylaxis is most important of all. Because the disease, if the virus is spreads, right? Anyone could be infected, and everyone. So better to save one day, right? In preparation to prevent such.
But what I'm trying to find out is how would the fumigating of the building affect the people who will be coming to the building? I'm just not clear with that.
Affect them?
Yes. If you're fumigating the building, you have people out here who have been here from since 6, 7 o'clock this morning, and you are saying that you are sending away these people because you're fumigating the building, and that after a couple of days, these very people can come back. How would fumigating your building
is what we for prophylaxis to prevent the spread of infection.
I'm not doubting that. What I'm asking is when once your building has been fumigated,
the risk, therefore, the risk of anyone contracting a disease or infection minimizes. Correct. That is the purpose, sir. Would you like to know? I'm taking you in there to look at you, right? I do not know what virus you carry. You don't know what virus I'm having. And once I work with you, it has developed. It will spread from one patient to the other. Even though I may have masks, I may have on gloves, everything. Okay, sir? The risk of you sitting close to each other, contact of body fluids, sweat, droplets of my getting into the atmosphere. Someone else may not have on a mask. A little child, she's standing right there, a child. That's a big risk.
The dental school is not alone. Public schools in Guyana are closed another 2 weeks, whilst the Public Service Ministry has instituted an alternating day work schedule for public servants. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sowers.
Thanks, Esther and Wendell. The Protected Areas Commission and the National Parks Commission at this time would like to advise the general public that the Georgetown Zoo will be closed beginning Tuesday the 17th of March 2020 until further notice. This move is part of the Commission's efforts to safeguard and protect staff and citizens from the COVID-19 threat. Don't go away. After the break, we have your regional and international news.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-end 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
For that reliable, prudent and courteous traveling experience, your choice is G3 Cabs, located at 228-229 Aubrey Barker Road and Beverly Close, South Renfrew Gardens. Travel in comfort and safety with our deluxe fleet of new vehicles and neatly trimmed drivers serving our customers around Georgetown. We deliver cooking gas, small packages, run errands, and provide minor vehicular roadside assistance such as jump starts of vehicles, flat tires, spare wheel assistance, and more. Contact us on 218-4982 or 218-4500. G3 Cabs. You can count on us.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babe? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news from the Caribbean. The Bahamas has recorded its first confirmed case of the coronavirus, COVID-19. At an emergency press conference held on Sunday, Acting Health Minister in Bahamas, Jeff Lloyd, made this announcement. The patient is a 61-year-old resident of New Providence. She is not known to have traveled outside of the country in the past 20 days. She is receiving care in the designated isolation area of the Princess Margaret Hospital. According to Acting Minister Lloyd, this case was detected in the health system because of the ministry's enhanced surveillance methods for COVID-19. Her family and social contacts are being investigated to determine if they could be the source of her infection. Now we turn our attention to Colombia. 3 years after signing a historic peace deal, former FARC rebels feel the government has betrayed them. Many joined a reintegration village in the north since giving up their weapons, but they are still coming under attack by dissidents. Al Jazeera's Alessandro Rampieri reports.
On buses and armored cars, 100 politicians, human rights defenders and NGOs arrived at the Santa Lucia FARC reintegration village in northern Colombia. For months, former combatants have been denouncing threats and attacks from paramilitary groups and dissident factions of the FARC, fighting to control a territory which remains a key corridor for the trafficking of cocaine and illegal gold mining.
We're here to show that the Colombian government doesn't have the political will nor the capacity to truly offer security. This is an area with many interests, and it bothers these groups to have people trying to do things differently.
12 former combatants have been killed and 30 families have fled, their homes left abandoned. The village president says a month ago a majority voted to leave, demanding to be relocated.
We feel betrayed, but we don't regret our decisions, because we honor our word. We handed in our weapons to the UN, convinced it would end this conflict.
After the signing of the peace deal 3 years ago, 26 demobilization areas were built, offering a fresh start for the former rebels. But soon after handing in their weapons, things started going downhill. 180 ex-rebels have been killed since, and few of the promised production projects have materialized. Santa Lucia was supposed to become a permanent village for former combatants to reinvent their life as peaceful farmers. Instead, the violence and the threats are forcing a majority to leave, yet some say they'll do anything they can to remain. After 20 years of fighting, Franklin Gutierrez was thrilled at the prospect of peace. With 10 companions, he received funding to raise sheep and cows, and they started a chicken farm. He says they can't throw it all away.
We don't want to lose what we've built. Of course, any of these armed groups can come and tell us to leave, and if that happens, then we will have to go. But in the meantime, we want to fight to stay. We gave our word to build peace. We should try to achieve it.
The government agrees on the need of relocating those who want to leave, but it's unclear where and how. These ex-fighters say their commitment to peace deserves a safe and dignified solution. Alessandro Rampieri, Al Jazeera, Ituango.
And internationally, the Trump administration has come under stinking criticism for its handling of the crisis, while the economy has gone into freefall following the White House's failure to take decisive action. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher reports.
From the President of the United States, words aimed at comforting Americans.
Relax. We're doing great. It all will pass.
Moments later, from the man heading the drive against the virus, a starkly different message.
The worst is yet ahead for us. It is how we respond to that challenge.
The number of confirmed cases in the US is now more than 3,000. States are shutting down bars and restaurants. Curfews are starting to be introduced. The face of America is changing. At airports, chaos as the extended European travel ban kicks in.
Where are they going? They're not going anywhere.
Staff carrying out health screenings have been overwhelmed. The governor of Illinois blamed the Trump administration for a lack of planning and foresight. He didn't get the response he wanted.
Well, here's what I got. I got a call at about 11 o'clock last night after that tweet from a White House staffer who yelled at me about the tweet.
The administration at its now daily briefing admitted mistakes were made.
The lines, again, that we saw overnight at a limited number of airports, including Chicago, are unacceptable. We've adjusted our processes. We continue to surge personnel.
At the same briefing, when asked how many ventilators the US had to help patients with breathing difficulties, the government secretary in charge said this.
We don't disclose concrete numbers on particular items for national security purposes, but we have many ventilators, thousands and thousands of ventilators.
A quick internet search reveals one study says the number is around 160,000. America's central bank has also cut interest rates to almost zero to try and protect the economy, the most dramatic intervention since the global financial crisis in 2008. There's a clear worry that even when the medical recovery begins, the financial shock will be felt for a very long time. The two leading contenders for the Democratic presidential nomination faced off in Washington in the latest debate. No audience, and both men kept 6 feet apart. Neither convinced the Trump administration is on top of the crisis.
First thing we have got to do, whether or not I'm president, is to shut this president up right now, because he is undermining the doctors and the scientists who are trying to help the American people.
This is a crisis. This is like we are being attacked from abroad. This is something that is of great consequence. This is like a war. And in a war, you do whatever is needed to be done to take care of your people.
This is now what Donald Trump hoped it would not be, a significant election issue. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of Headline News Update. Tune in Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.